Am I audible to all? Am I audible? Vaishali? Is the screen visible to all? Is the screen visible? So we have to start with the revision. At the last lecture, we have started our second unit. Information system, organizations and strategy. So at the last lecture, we have started second unit. We have seen the syllabus. So first topic, that is organization and features, how information system impact on organization, competitive strategy using information system, challenges posted by strategic information system. All these are the points those we are going to cover in the second unit. Then we have seen CO. So it is the first topic of the second unit, which we have learned organization and its feature. So we have learned very basic definition of organization. So organization is simply a people working together for a common goal. Okay, or it is a structure. Simply we can say it is a structure where we have to assign the roles and responsibility to the group of people, and with the respect of the interest or with the respect of the skill of that particular person, we assign different activities to that respective person, and we have to achieve the goal. Simple the definition of organization. So we have seen here very basic definition of the organization. Then it is a group of people assembling at one place and contributes their efforts to achieve a common goal. Hence, it is coordinates different activities for running the business enterprise efficiently so that the common goal can be achieved. Okay, all these are the definitions. There are various authors. They have written definition of the organization. So you can write any definition, or you can write it from our slides also. So we have another definition for the organization. So organization is the backbone of management. So before the management, we have a organization, then we have a management, because without an efficient organization, no management can perform its function smoothly. If we don't have an organization or proper organization of our resources, then management can't do anything. In the management process, this organization stands as the second step, which tries to combine various activities in a business to accomplish predetermined goals. It is a structural framework of duties and responsibilities required for personnel in the performing various functions with a view to achieve the business goal. So we can say organization, it is basic structural framework where we have a predefined duties and responsibilities of the respective respective peoples. There we have to assign that respective responsibilities to that particular person, and we have to complete the task and achieve the business goal. Okay, it is that all are the definition of the organization. Then meaning of organization. In common parlance, the word organization refers to institution. Like we have educational institute, law firm, private agencies, government departments, business firms. All these are the organizations where we have a basic structural framework. We have a level of the work, level of the people. Accordingly, the people skills. We have to assign the duties and we have to assign the responsibility. In the context of management, it means formal arrangement of work among the member of the institution with clear identification of authority and responsibility, so that organizational goal can be achieved optimally. So, whatever responsibility and duties or authorities are there, we have to assign to the respective people, and accordingly we have to fulfill the common goal. Then, if duties of every member and their relationship with peers, supervisor and subordinates are not defined, the planning process will be ineffective. So if we don't have a predefined duties or predefined authorities, then nobody can tell how to behave with the people, or how to behave with the subordinates, or how to behave with the superior. So anybody can live like what they want. Likewise, they can live. They don't have a discipline. So we have a proper duties or proper authorities to that respective person in the organization. There are four functions. If any of the organization has fulfilled these four functions, then that organization, we can say that organization is a good organization. So out of that first function, it must enable the management to maximize the output. So provision of an efficient man-machine system. So the organization, the basic goal of the organization is to achieve the goal. So to achieve the goal, whatever resources we have, it may be the machine, it may be the natural resources, it may be the man-made resources, it may be the human power, it may be the building structure, whatever resources we have to use properly all these resources, and we have to achieve the goal, or we have to achieve the maximum output of the our target. It must ensure smooth and effective network and communication and information. So if we are going to work in the organization, we should have a proper communication, or we should have a proper information translation in between organization, because they are going to execute various activities in the organization. So we have to transfer the information actively to the other department, or to other active persons like that. Third one, it must offer interesting and meaningful jobs to all individuals working in the organization. This alone will ensure job satisfaction. Organization is developed for people. It must therefore be humanistic also, not merely mechanistic. Both the approaches can be reconciled. So whatever activities we have to assign, or whatever job we have to assign to the person, that person should have a interest for that respective activity. Okay, so that if we are going to assign the proper work to the person, then that person is having the job satisfaction. So if that person is having the job satisfaction, then he can give his or her 100% to the job. Okay, so whatever skill that person is having, accordingly we have to assign the duties. It must create, maintain, and develop its own image. So every organization has to create their own image. Okay, so if we have our good image, then this ensures customer goodwill. That customer will see our organization positively. Then investor will also have a confidence in the enterprise. So the investor can invest the fund in our organization. Employees can develop a sense of belonging to the organization. Whatever employees we have, then they have a confidence, or they have a job security for in the organization. So they feel secure in the organization. So they will give their 100% for the organization. Now we have here different characteristics of an organization. So there are various characteristics of the organization. The following are the different characteristics of an organization. So nowadays in the modern organization, the modern organizations are very large, and they have invested lots of money in the organization. So direct contact between employer and employee is not possible in the modern organization. Actually, in the modern organization, directly contact in between board of directors or the management bodies to the employee or worker, it is not possible in the nowadays. Actually, it is little bit possible, but it is not directly possible to communicate with the management body. So the next characteristic it is division of work. So as we have discussed, every organization has execute various activities. According to the employee skill, we have to assign the activities to that respective employee. So all work or entire work is going to divided into the different part or different activities, and all these activities are executed properly because whatever persons we have assigned to that respective activity, they have skilled persons. So that particular activity is going to execute properly. So here in organization, the total work of the enterprise is divided into activities and functions. For efficient accomplishment, various activities are assigned to different persons. This brings in a division of labor. Specialization in different activities is necessary to improve one's efficiency. Organization helps in division of work into related activities so that they are assigned to different individuals. So, according to the skill, according to the interest, we are going to assign the different duties to the respective employee. The coordination of various activities. As we have discussed in the organization, various activities we are going to execute, but all these activities are interdependent. Okay, some activities require data from another activity, some activities require some documents from the another activity. So all these are all they should have a coordination in between them. Okay, coordination among various activities of a department and of the organization is necessary for a harmonious functioning of the organization. Coordination is done by division of head and the organization head. That coordination maybe happen with the help of the division head or the organization head. जसं की आपला if we are going to consider the educational institute, we have a various department. And if we want some data, some documents from the other department, we have to contact with the head of the department, that is HOD. Okay, and if HOD is not possible, then we are going to contact with the organizational head or with the principal. So it is possible for us to communicate with the head of the department, or likewise, every organization there are various departments like purchase department, logistic department, financial department, account department. So we have to, if we require some data or some documents, then we have to communicate with the head of the department. Or if head of the department, if that person don't have a authority to give the document, then we can communicate with the organizational head regarding that respective matter. Then huge investment and complicated technology. In the modern organization involves huge investment and complicated technology. Their management and operations is a complex affair. It needs assistance from specialists at all levels. If there are nowadays we have lots of competition, so we require to use lots of money, or we have to invest lots of money for the organization, as well as we require latest technology. By using that, we can increase the communication, increase the data transfer, increase the speed, increase the quality. Likewise, we require very advanced technologies. But nowadays, all these technology are complicated technology. So we require a specialist or the expert person at every level where we are going to use the complicated technology. Then mutual agreed purpose. There must be mutually agreed purpose because all activities in an organization are goal oriented. So they have a mutual agreement in between them to achieve the goal. Then proper system of working in all organizations. There must be proper system of working in all organizations. It means there must be well-defined hierarchical level, a chain of command, rules and procedures, and communication network, so that consistency and uniformity in behavior may exist. So proper system of working in all organization, that means every organization there are various levels So according to that label, everybody is having the duties and some responsibilities, some authorities. Then accordingly they have to behave, and they have to keep what we're going to say. They have to follow all the rules and regulations whatever the organization has defined. Then differentiation is a must. So here, a chain of systematic division of labor takes place by assigning authority and responsibility to an individual who is supposed to be specialized in the job, and this leads to a differentiation. So, according to the interest, we are going to assign the roles and responsibility and activities to the person. So there may be the differentiation between various peoples. Okay. The interaction with other system is also must. A system are interdependent and exert influence on other and are influenced by other. Mutual dependency necessitates interaction and consequently adoption. So as we have discussed, every activities they require some help from the other department or other activity. So they should have a mutual understanding in between them, or they have a proper communication in between them. So so that they can communicate with each other, they can share the information with each other, they can share the idea with each other. All these are the characteristic of the organization. So just write down the heading different characteristics of an organization, and just enlist the all characteristic of an organization. Just write down the titles or points, just write down the points of different characteristics of an organization. Now we have a next point, that is nature of organization. Then we are going to see here various terminologies regarding the organization, which it will show the behavior of the organization, or it will show some features of the organization, some characteristics of an organization. So here the first feature is common goal. The main reason for an existence of an organization is to accomplish some common goals. The structure of an organization is bound by a common purpose. So every organization is having the common goal. Okay. Suppose we are going to consider some automobile industry or some IT industry. Then IT industry, they are having to complete the project, that may be the any type of project. So you have to complete that respective project, or you have to complete the software projects. It is the common goal of IT industry. So suppose we have a civil industry, then we have to complete the construction. Accordingly, to complete that particular construction, we have various activities like designing, developing, then raw material collection. Likewise, all activities we are going to execute, but the common goal is to complete the construction, or to complete the software project, to complete the automobile, any machine, or likewise we have a common goal. Then a division of labor. The work needed to accomplish the goal is to divide it into a number of functions and sub-functions. These functions are organized in the form of departments. Each department is headed by specialists. Such a division of function on a specialty basis influence specialization. So division of work, as we have seen, nobody is having the skill of all department. म्हणजे असं कुणीही नसतं की ज्याच्याकडे सगळ्याच गोष्टींचं नॉलेज असेल. So some people are interested in developing, some people are interested in testing, some people are interested in requirement gathering, some people are interested for the feasibility testing, feasibility study. So accordingly, we have to complete task is divided into the various activities, and accordingly we have to assign that activities to the interested person or skilled person. And whatever department we have, there is a team leader. Suppose we have a team, then we have a team leader. So that team leader, it is a specialist or which is having the large experience for that particular department. Or if you are going to consider automobile or mechanical industries or every industry, there are various departments we have learned in the first chapter, like finance department, account department, inventory department, logistic department, purchase department, research and development department, then development department, designing department. Likewise, we have various departments, and each department is having the activity, and commonly all these activities we have to, with the help of all these activities, we are going to achieve the goal. And every department is having a head person, which is a specialist in that respective department. Like if you are going to consider the educational institute, then we have various departments like CSE department, electrical department, ELTC department, and every department is having the head of department, who is having the more experience, who is having the higher qualified person. So we have to appoint that person as a HOD of that respective department. Okay. Then authority structure. There is an arrangement of positions into a graded series. Such an arrangement creates a series of superior and subordinates relationships called chain of command. Authority and responsibility associated with various positions are defined. So here authority structure, it is nothing but if we have a higher authority, or if you have a head of the department, then you have a large authority and more responsibilities also. Okay, then after that you have some subordinates whose you can give the command or whose you can give the task. Accordingly, you have to complete the task with the help of subordinates. So there is a chain, and according to the chain, there is a roles and responsibility and authorities assigned to the that respective level of the chain. Okay, it is nothing but the authority structure. Group. It is people who constitute the dynamic element of an organization. They work in a group in a various department of an organization. So we have various departments, and we have a group of people who is going to work for that respective department. But you have a proper communication, or you should have a bonding for all these people, or all these groups, so that you can share the data, or you can communicate with each other, or you can communicate with the other department. Then communication. There is a free flow of communication through the various official channels among the people across various departments. Most of the communication is in written form. However, graphene communication is also in the word. So here communication. So as we have discussed, in the organization we are executing various activities. You require some help from the other department. So you have to communicate with each other. Every time you have to communicate with the each other, and with the help of communication, you can collect the data, you can collect the information. Okay. So there are various ways by using that we can communicate with each other, but basically written form is the legal communication. We can say it is a legal communication way with help of legal, because it should have a proof what we have to communicate, when we have to communicate, to whom we have to communicate. Likewise, everything we have with the written form. So we can use the communication form, which is communication form is a written form. Nowadays, we are going to use email, WhatsApp, or various social networking site. By using that, we can communicate with each other. Then coordination. The diverse efforts of various functional departments are integrated towards the common objective through the process of coordination. So we have discussed regarding the coordination. There are various department where work is going on. So you should have a proper coordination in between them. You should communicate with head of that particular department, so you can take the help from them. These are the nature of organization, or we can say it is the small framework of the organization. So write down the heading nature of organization, and write down the subheadings or points which comes under the nature of organization. So next heading, four important objective of an organization. So write down the heading, four important objective of an organization. So every organization is having these four objectives. So we have to learn what is these four objectives. So the first objective of the organization is to administer economy in production. So every organization is having the aim to reduce the cost anyway or anyhow. They have to reduce the cost. Then there are various ways. There are various technology. There are various strategies. With the help of that, we can reduce the cost. But the first aim is to administer the economy in production. So whatever productions we have, so we have to manage it in very less cost, or in the less investment. So it is the first objective, or we can say to reduce the cost. It is the first objective. So what we have here, Any company aims at reducing its cost of production. Similarly, any commercial undertaking aim at a reduction of its operating cost. An effective and fruitful organization also aims at a reduction on cost of production, distribution of operation to justify its very existence. To effect economy in the whole organizational structure is a main task of an organization. Economy affected result into cheaper availability of goods to the ultimate consumers. First objective of the organization is to reduce the cost. Okay, then you have to reduce the cost for operation. You can reduce the cost for operational cost, then production cost, development cost, testing cost, quality cost. But if you are going to reduce the cost, ultimately you are going to give the uh, uh, proper product to the or in the less price. You can give the product to the customer in the less price if your production cost is less. But if your production cost is high, then ultimately you will give the product in the high rate to the customer. So the first task is to reduce the cost. Second objective is to serve the society. So whatever technology, whatever strategies we are going to use, by using that, you have to do the production, but you have to serve in the society. So any organization aims at service of the society and service of the enterprise of which it is one of the part. From service to the society, it gains recognition, strength, and stimulus. Society needs good at a proper time of standard quality in adequate quality at a cheaper rate and the regularly. An organization ensures the society that it would not be lacking. Social gain should be the main aim of an organization. So our basic target is our customer. Okay, if you are doing the production, then your basic target is your customer. So you have to create your image in the customer or in the society, that the customer can believe or believe on you. So accordingly, the basically customer require the good product which is having the high quality, less rate, or a proper timing service, then timely service. All these qualities you should have, and if you have all these qualities, then you can survive in the society, or your business or your organization will survive in the society if you have all these qualities, like proper quality, less rate, proper service, timely service. Likewise qualities you have, then you can survive in the society. To economize the use of available resources. So whatever resources we have, then we have to use it properly, as we have discussed previously. So if your organization is a good organization, then whatever resources you have, then you can use it very properly. Okay, so here, though in India men are in the abundance and our resources are scarce, but the use of both should be economized in order to guard against the future non-availability of resources. If this happens because of non-justices and unplanned use of resources, then future generation is not going to forgive us. For this reason, also economic use of available resources is desirable. So whatever resources we have, basically, actually they have discussed here about the natural resources. But instead of natural resources, man-made resources, or other resources which we have in the organization, you have to use it properly. There should not be a overuse of the resources. If we are going to use overuse of the resources, these resources will get vanished, and for further generation, we cannot keep it for the further generation. So whatever resources we have to use it properly, and we have to achieve the goal. Then fourth objective is to establish healthy relationship between labor and capital. So in every organization, there may be some clashes, there may be some misunderstanding, there may be some behavioral change in between employer and employee, or between the labor or between the workers. So whatever resources or human resources you have, they should have a healthy relationship in between them. Okay, so here human relations and behavioral science form the basis of any organizational structure today. The capital labor harmonious relations may help in attaining the objective of the enterprise quickly and honestly. Prosperity to both is ensured by good relations, profitability, productivity, both increase. If they have a healthy relationship between them, they can give their 100% for the organization, or they can increase the profitability and productivity of the organization if they have a healthy relationship between employee or employer or the worker or the labor. Okay, so हे असं पण असतं बघा, काय असतं तो लेबर हेड असतो, त्याच्यामध्ये तो सगळे त्यांचे लेबरचे काही प्रॉब्लेम्स वगैरे असतील तर ते तो मॅनेजमेंट समोर मांडतो. अकॉर्डिंगली मग मॅनेजमेंट काही डिसिजन घेतं, मग त्याच्यावरून लेबर सॅटिस्फाय होतात किंवा नाही होत, असं बरंच काही काही असतं म्हणजे आहे असं. So whatever labor or whatever organization we have, accordingly we have to uh, uh, they should have a healthy relationship in between them. Okay, all these are the four objective of the organization. So just write down the heading. So you have to return the heading. So write down the first organization. Sorry, first objective, that is to administer economy in production. To administer economy in production. Second objective, to survive in the society, or to serve the society. Actually, to serve the society. Third one, to economic the use of available resources, to economize the use of available resources. Fourth one, to establish healthy relations between labor and capital. Now, next topic we have here, 9 essential elements of a good organization. So, if you have an organization, then if you want to convert it into the good organization, there are 9 elements or essential elements which we have in the organization. By using that, we can say that particular organization is a good organization. So here, the first element is it must be helpful in the achievement of objective. So the definition, or every definition we have a the statement, that is we have to achieve the common goal. Okay, so here the first element is it must be helpful in the achievement of an organization. So sorry, achievement of an objective. So whatever objective we have for that respective organization, so we have to achieve it. Okay, so here a good organization must be capable of overcoming the problems of an enterprise. An organization is considered as a good only when it is capable in achieving the predetermined objective of enterprise. It is not in the position to achieve this objective. It cannot be a regret as a good organization. So if that particular organization is having any problem to face that particular problem and that achieve the particular goal. So whatever objective you have to achieve it in any way or anyhow you have to achieve the goal. If you have a problem, then you have to overcome the problem and accordingly you have to achieve the goal. Second element is there must be a harmonious grouping of function. So if we have an organization, then whatever activities we have, then that particular activities are of various type of or harmonious type of activities. So we have a various type of skilled person. Okay. So here a good organization should divide the function of an enterprise in a such a manner so that they may be implemented easily and successfully. There must be harmonious adjustment in different activities of an organization. So we have discussed previously, if you want to achieve the goal, you have a different activities or different type of activities. So every person is having the different type of skill. So we have lots of different type of people, and if you have a different type of people, they have to think differently, they have to behave differently. But to just ignore all these things and you have to achieve the goal. Okay, so you have a harmonious type of functions or a different type of activities you have to execute in the organization. The third element is an organization must be complete in all respects. So whatever we have decided, it should be completed anyhow within a deadline. Okay, so a very important essential element of a good organization is that it must be complete in all respects. It must include all activities of an enterprise. Further, there must not be in repetition of activities. So whatever activities we have or whatever activities we have predefined, you have to complete it anyway, anyhow. Okay, so there is no excuse for the completion of the activities. And organization should not have a repetitive activities. It is the third element. Now we have fourth element, that is there must be perfect coordination in all the activities of an organization. We have discussed. So whatever activities we are going to execute in the organization should have a proper coordination so that they can communicate with each other, they can share the information, they can share the idea with each other. Or every time whatever activities we are going to execute, they require the help of others. Okay, so you have a proper coordination or you have a mutual understanding to help with each other. If you don't have a mutual understanding to help with each other, then there may be a clashes. So they can't communicate with each other properly. So you require proper coordination between different activities. So coordination is the essential of management. If the activities of an enterprise are not coordinated, the achievement of the objective of enterprise cannot be stopped. Therefore, all the activities of an organization must be coordinated. If you don't have a coordination in between different activities, you cannot achieve the goal or you cannot complete the task. Fifth element, that is there must be a responsible span of control. Okay, span of control, that means we have discussed every organization is having different levels, and according to the level we have a rules and responsibility and authority to that respective level. That is nothing but the span of control. The span of control of officers must be limited because an officer cannot control a large number of subordinates. Therefore, the number of subordinates under the control of one officer should not more than 5 to 6, so that proper control may become possible at all level of management. So what they have given here, as we have a different level, every level is having the supervisor or having the team leader. So if we have a various subordinates or we have a more subordinates, then we cannot control on them. म्हणजे आपल्या हाताखाली जर खूप माणसं असतील तर आपण त्यांना कंट्रोल नाही करू शकत, पण आपल्या हाताखाली 4 5 6 माणसं असतील तर आपण त्यांना प्रॉपरली कंट्रोल करू शकतो. So it is nothing but the span of control. Okay, so if you have a supervisor or if you have a team leader, then you have to give 5 to 6 subordinates to that respective team leader. So that team leader can control all the subordinates, and he can complete the task. It is nothing but the span of control. The sixth element, proper utilization of resources be made. Success of a business and industrial enterprise depends on the large extent on the proper utilization of resources. If the resources are not properly utilized, the business enterprises cannot be successful. So what they have given here, so whatever resources we have to use it properly. And if we are not possible, if or if it is not possible for us, then we cannot achieve the goal, or some resources we have invested something for that all the resources. So if some resources are not useful for us, then we our investment is waste. Okay, and these resources will take some other things from the organization. So it is not good sign to keep that resources ideal. So you have to use all the resources. The seventh element, provision of expansion. So here the organization must provide for adequate flexibility so that necessary adjustment may be made in it according to the need of changing circumstances. If it is not so, there may be a possibility of missing the opportunity. So provision of expansion, that means at any situation you can expand the organization, or you have a adequate flexibility. म्हणजे तुम्हाला जर एखादा प्लांट एक्सपांड करायचा असेल तर तुम्ही करू शकाल, एवढी तुमच्याकडे फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी असली पाहिजे. म्हणजे तेवढं तुमच्याकडे प्रॉपर फंडिंग असलं पाहिजे, रिसोर्सेस असले पाहिजेत. सो यू कॅन एक्सटेंड द प्लांट और यू कॅन एक्सपांड द न्यू प्लांट. जसं की आपल्याकडे आपण एखादी ब्रांच ऍड करतो. So according to we have a basic structure, basic infrastructure we have for that respective branch. So every organization should have an additional flexibility or adequate flexibility, so that organization can expand the expand new plant, or what we announce some new production. So if you are going to announce the new production, you require various basic requirements like machineries, manpower, skilled persons. Likewise, various things we require. So you can expand it. So you have that organization have a capability to expand or to extend the organization. The eighth element, employee satisfaction is essential. So if employees are satisfied, then organization can execute every task properly. That employee also gives his her 100% to the organization. But if your employees are not satisfied, then it is very difficult for the organization to achieve the goal or to complete the task. So here an organization can be regret as soon as good and efficient if it is satisfy its employees, because it will increase the moral of its employees and they will be encouraged to do more work for the success of the enterprise. Ninth, or the last element, that is policy be such which can be executed easily and economy. So every organization they have some policies. So to execute that policies may be regarding the quality, regarding the research and development, regarding the employees, various type of policies we have. So you have to execute all these policies. An organization system can be regretted as good and efficient system if the system can be easily understood and implemented. All the activities of the organization should be framed in such a manner that all the employees may contribute their efforts in their execution. Therefore, all the function of the organization must be of the nature that they may be executed easily and economically. So, whatever policies you have, these policies should be easy, or it is easy to execute, it is easy to understand. So it will not bother to the employee. म्हणजे काही पॉलिसीज अशा असतात की त्याला एखादा एम्प्लॉई सफर होतो किंवा त्याला त्याचा त्रास होतो, असं न होता whatever policies we have in the organization, it is easy to understand, easy to execute. So our organization can work properly. So it is the next topic, that is 7 important steps involved in organization process. So we will see it to the tomorrow's lecture. So just we have to stop here today. So I will stop the recording.